Hey guys! So I know I'm wearing the exact same thing I wore for my selection review, and that is because I'm filming this on the same day, right after each other, so try not to judge. I just finished both these books, like one right after the other basically, and haven't gotten time to do a review with school starting, so now that I have a break between my classes, I just want to get my reviews in, so that's why I am filming two in one day. So let's get started. This review, if you couldn't tell by the title, is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. I really hope I just said that right. The whole time I'm reading this book, I'm like pet peeved I'm saying her name wrong, but I will say it's Mara Dyer. Sounds kind of right. And this is by Michelle Hodkin. I don't think I said that. Michelle Hodkin, so yeah. I give this book a 5 out of 5, and it's honestly like one of my favorite books I think I've read this year. If not, okay, not the most favorite, but I can't pick a most favorite, so that's why. But it's up there with like my all-time favorite books I've read, actually. But like the selection, I had no idea this was a series. Read it thinking this is a one-timer, and then I get to the last page, end of volume 1, I'm like, what? I mean, I kind of guessed because like as you're getting through the end and there's like 20 pages left, you're like, how are they summing this up that quickly? I mean, I guess you could, but that'd be a crappy ending. So, just how they threw you off is, just expect a cliffhanger reading this book, because there's cliffhangers, and then there's this. It is just the ultimate cliffhanger, and I'm mad. So, anywho, if you're not familiar with this, the book's about this girl who is kind of different. It's got a dark feel. When you start reading it, you'll see why. And basically, it starts off with this girl who was in an accident, and it's not like a car accident, that's kind of what I thought, but it's about her and her friends go out, and something happens, a building collapses, this like asylum type thing they're in, and none of them make it except for her. And she has no memory of this, no memory of why they went there, what happened there, why it collapsed, how she's the only one surviving with just a couple bruises, and yeah, so it's kind of where it starts off at, and then she starts kind of seeing things, like she'll have hallucinations of these friends in random places, and she thinks that it's because she's still living where this all happened, so she thinks by asking her family to move, it'll get better. So only 3 months after the fact, she moves away to this new town, new school, new everything, and is trying to just kind of start fresh. And her mom is trying to get her into therapy, see a psychologist, whatever, the whole book, because she does some crazy stuff. Like, without spoiling it, her memory is kind of flaky. I don't know how else to word it. She'll wake up and realize that she accidentally hurt herself in some severe way, and her mom doesn't realize what's happening. She just thinks she's hurting herself intentionally. And she's trying anything she can to hide it from her mom, and feels like she has no one to talk to. And then she meets Noah, who is my ultimate, big time fictional crush. I don't know why I was so drawn to this guy. I'll explain later probably why, but yeah, out of almost any book I've read, he's really high up on the list of my fictional wannabe boyfriends. Yeah, so she meets this guy, and he's got this really bad rep. All the girls, and some guys are telling her to stay away from him. He uses girls right and left, and just doesn't care. He is pretty much a womanizer type guy, and she's trying to stay away from him, but he's the type of guy that just is very persistent and keeps going at it, and you come to learn that they're connected in some sort of weird way. I won't say why, because I don't want to spoil. That's basically what this book's about. I don't want to give away too much without spoiling it, so it's just mostly about her trying to figure out what happened that night, and as things come back to her, she's trying to piece it all together and gets help from this boy who everyone's telling her to stay away from, and scary things are happening around her, and she doesn't know what's causing it and how it's related to her. So yeah, if you are into really good, dark, mysterious, romantic type books, this is for you. I was recommended this by so many people, and thank you so much for telling me to read this, because I do not regret it. I didn't even really know what to expect going into this, and I am so glad I didn't, because I was really surprised. Like I said, 5 out of 5 stars, hands down, go read it, and yeah. If you have not read the book yet, I would recommend maybe clicking out of the video now, because I just want to dedicate this last part to what I thought about this book on certain subjects, and I don't want to spoil for you because you will get spoiled because the ending is kind of a huge spoiler. So if you haven't read it, I would really recommend clicking out right now and come back when you have read it. Alright, so for all of you lovely people that have read this and recommended it to me, oh my gosh, wow, I'm still speechless. First off, the ending. I'm just going to jump straight to the cut. Did you guys see that happening? I'm not going to lie, like, I didn't see that happening, but I kind of predicted that he survived, for one, just because they kind of built up to it in your head when they couldn't find the body, and I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm kind of thinking, oh my gosh, like, what if he's still alive, and what if he's the one, like, doing all these crazy things to people? But then I'm like, wait a minute, this is inside her head, he wouldn't know how she planned these deaths and whatnot. So I had, like, a couple different crackpot theories going on in my head. So I don't know, in the back of my head, something was telling me he was still alive. But I didn't think to the extent of him wanting, like, mad revenge at all. I was not expecting that. And I really hope in this next book, Noah realizes what's going on and just beats the living crap out of Jude. Like, oh my gosh, what he did to poor Mara, like, I wanted to just jump in there and strangle him myself. I just hope that in the next book, Noah gets his hands on him and just goes to town. That's all I can say. And back to one of my favorite parts of the book, Noah. Were you guys just as in love with him as I am? Because, yikes. I was really skeptical when I first met him getting the title of being like a womanizer. And throughout the whole book, I was kind of questioning it. Like, why are people saying that about him? He seems to be, like, a genuine guy. Maybe he's just like that for her. And then, like, you kind of find out why they're connected and all that. But still, and it kind of peeved me that he wouldn't answer her, like, when, like, she just kind of questions, like, why are people saying this about you? Have you done this? He won't give her a straight answer, so has he? Like, what's the real story behind it? I feel like there's more to it than what people are letting on, so, I don't know. And I just love how persistent he was and following her everywhere when she wanted him gone. I think that's what made him, I don't know, he was just really random like that, like following her into the bathroom, following her to class. Most girls would find that annoying, but I thought that was seriously, I don't know, not cute, but basically, well, I guess cute. I don't know. I just think that's what makes Noah Noah. And just how he would surprise her by taking her to places. I just thought that was the cutest thing in the whole wide world. I don't know why. It's like the art museum, and yeah, that was super cute. Did you guys, like, predict what happened with her whole mind? Like, oh my gosh, that I was not expecting. Like, I don't know. I kind of, like again, in the back of my head, a little seed was planted that I thought maybe this is what's going on. Like, I knew she was behind it somehow. But I honestly thought that maybe when she was, like, she'd black out and go do that and then snap back in her body and she just didn't realize. But now I'm starting to think that, is it, like, her mind that's doing it? She just think it and bam. I'm guessing that's what it is. Because, like, right after that first incident with the whole dog owner, it kind of became clear to me that it was her. And that's when it made me realize that the whole building collapsing was probably from her. And I feel terrible, but I kind of guessed. I don't know how I'm so good at guessing this, because I usually suck at guessing plots. But I kind of, like, it wasn't like a thing, but I just crossed my mind that maybe Jude was pushing her to do something and it made her mad and she did that. I mean, I didn't guess exact things, but I just kind of figured that maybe Jude did something and that made her mad. What he did to her, though, that's not cool. Not cool. Mm-mm. But yeah, then, like, jumping back to the ending, I was kind of confused. I don't know. I'm left with so many questions now. Like, that whole scene coming down the stairs, it almost seemed like she persuaded the guy to shoot, or the girl, or whatever. Like, was it her mind that made the gun appear, or gun person appear? Like, I was so confused with that whole scenario. And then also, is Noah, like, mad at her now? Because he said that, like, he didn't want her to do that and just to control her emotions, basically, and she ended up doing that anyway and shooting the dude. But, like, I don't know, at the end she made, like, a comment, like, now I've already lost him, and she was, like, saying her mental goodbyes, and he didn't, like, get up to try to stop her when she was leaving the hospital. But, so I'm like, is he mad at her? Is he considering them, like, broke up? I don't know. So many questions, and I believe this book comes out, the next book, I think it's like the Revolution of Dyer. I want to say it's something along the line of that. Comes out in October, so I'm really, I don't know how I'm going to wait that long because I just have to know what happens. And I do know that there is 3 books in this series, if that helps. And it doesn't really help because that means it's going to leave on another cliffhanger, but I really don't know how they're going to make it go on for 3 books. I really don't. But, like I said, I still enjoyed it just as much. One of my all-time favorite books, and really happy that everyone recommended this to me, so thank you all so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave any comments down below what you guys thought of it, and maybe some questions you guys had. What were your favorite parts? And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!